Well, ICP holders, this may actually be the moment that we have all been waiting for, at least according to this indicator. It's actually indicating that if things stay like this here, we are in for a good ride. So I'm going to be showing you all the insights that you need to know. And of course, you know that we've got a big event that is coming Wednesday next week, which really is going to be shaking the market one way or the other. Now, before we get into the technical analysis, let me remind you of the activity that our partners over there at BingX are offering the crypto front community. They're offering up to something like $5,450, and on top of that, 300 ton tokens. I think it's a fantastic opportunity here. The activity is going to be lasting, I think, 16 days from now, so I think you should take this opportunity. The link will be somewhere there in the description or maybe the comment section. I really am not sure where I'm going to be putting it, right? Other than that, I want to remind you of a special toolkit that I've been preparing for you all summer, and you can find it over there at cftoolkit.com. The link will be there somewhere in the description or the comment section once again. So getting back to the ICP price set here, we want to head out right into the 3-daily time frame, because this is really where all the fireworks are, right? But before we even get there, right, so preliminarily speaking, if you take a look at this chart, you know, you can easily see that we've got a bar of resistance right there, right? But we are also seeing that the price for the last, you know, a few weeks or something like that has actually been setting higher lows as it continues pushing towards the upside. Now with that, we are also seeing that we have got, you know, a downward sloping resistance. So with something like this here, you could easily form what is known as a symmetrical triangle, right? Yeah, normally when you look at a chart like this, right, the symmetrical triangle here indicates that there is going to be more continuation towards the downside, but it's not the same in this case. As you can see that we are looking to continue breaking towards the upside here, and the technical price target that you'll be taking a look at right there, and I'll show you the significance of this in a few minutes, right? From the very bottom to the top right there, you're basically taking a look at the thickest part of the triangle here. You can see that we are projecting something like a 100% pump towards the upside. That will be taking ICP to right around $18 or something like that. I said I'll come back to this, right? So just keep this in mind. But obviously, this is not like great technical analysis by just going like this here. We have to find more reasons as to why we are supporting the argument that the price is really going to be pumping towards the upside. So when we take a look at our underlying indicators, and really this is something that is very important. I mentioned this in the last update, but still this is something that is very, very significant and very, very important to note, right? So take a look at this RSI here on a 3-daily time frame. I think it's also very important to do this on your own as well, but I want you to pay attention to something very, very significant happening with the ICP price. You see that we have this net downtrend, right? No doubt about that. But there was also something that was very much significant about those drops. So you can see that this point here, we had a drop. We also had a drop right here. Then we also had a drop right here, for example, and another drop right here. It's something that is almost cyclical, happening time and again. But there was something that was very much consistent with these drops right there. And that was the relative strength index on a 3-daily time frame, right? Again, let me point to this right here. Maybe, yeah, this is not really nice, but I think you get the idea, right? So take a look at the relative strength index right now, RSI, on a 3-daily time frame. Again, you can also see that it was having rejections right around this 50 mark, right? Rejection here, rejection along, like corresponding very much closely to what the rejections were like on top. So this was just basically the limiting factor here for ICP. If you had actually spotted this nice and easy, you would have actually been making a lot of money, because each and every single time you were getting around 50 on the RSI, you were basically shorting the price, right? And it turned out to be something that was really, really amazing. Now take a look at this, right? The only time that ICP was now managing to break above the 50 mark here on the 3-daily time from here, the RSI, we saw that, you know, the price also had a very much sustained bounce. You can see this bounce here was really something that was great. So we also had the same thing happening in October 2023, and we also saw that ICP, whenever it was just, you know, successful to break above the 50 mark here on the 3-daily time frame in the RSI, we were seeing some kind of a sustained bounce coming out of that. So this is something that is very, very important relating to where we are sitting right now with the ICP price. You can also see that in the recent times, right? Giving the example here of this rejection that we were seeing with ICP, take a look at where the RSI was at 50 again, right? On the 3-daily time frame. Look at this rejection that was coming in for ICP. I mean, this is recent price action. This was in August. This was in July this year. We also saw that, you know, that was actually corresponding to the RSI being rejected at the 50-point mark on the RSI. Now, I think at this point, you already can tell how significant this is. Now, relating to where we are with ICP, we are breaking away slowly but surely from that 50 point in the RSI, and we are looking to spread our wings and fly here with the price, just as we were seeing back then in like October 2023. And this time around, I think that was January 2023 or something like that. So this in the past is actually indicated that a huge rally was imminent. On top of that, now I come and say, okay, look, there is that symmetrical triangle, which usually is a continuation pattern. But this time around, it's looking like the price is going to be breaking towards the upside. Is that enough? Do we have supporting argument for that? Definitely the indicator is indicating that this may actually be the time where we have a sustained bounce here for ICP Internet Computer Protocol. Now, the good thing about all this thing is that if we happen to pump 100% from where the price is sitting right now, you'll be looking at the price right around $18 or something like that. I think it's very much significant. Number one, it means that you have finally and successfully broken above the main resistance that we have here for ICP between $10.30 and something like $11.80 or something like that, right? Now, this also really opens a huge opportunity for the ICP price. Let me explain that one more time using the market cap of ICP Internet Computer Protocol. Now, if you take a look at this, this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern that we have been focusing on a lot on the channel. We can see here, we obviously have got, the left shoulder right here, then we also have got the head information here. Then we finally have got the left shoulder also forming right now, right at this point. Now, here's the interesting part. The decision as to whether this is going to be a successful head and shoulders pattern is only going to be determined if ICP has a pump of 100% from where it's sitting right now. So let's go ahead and measure here. To go ahead and completely form a full head and shoulders pattern here, we need 102% pump from ICP. We can see that the symmetrical triangle was showing us that that's something that was possible. The RSI indicator is indicating that's also something that is very much possible, considering that history has always been great for ICP if ICP is trading above like the 50 mark on the 3-daily time frame. So this is where I was saying it is very, very significant and very important. Now, if we have a complete inverse head and shoulders pattern here for ICP, it means that there is a huge chance that ICP can go up as high as something like $112 billion in terms of its market cap. Now, that means that we are expecting an ICP that is priced right around $220. I think that's something that is very, very much significant. And yeah, this is how I'm like thinking about these things right at this moment. I mean, tell me if I'm crazy or not, but this is what the technical analysis is telling me right at this point. But, in as much as ICP is looking very much bullish and stuff like that, there's just one question in my mind right at this point, and it's going to be answered probably in the coming week, when we get to Wednesday, when we've got the Fed meeting, right? So what we have seen in the past is that, everybody right at this point, let me start with this, right? Everybody right at this point is saying the cut is something that is very much bullish for the market. But what the data has shown the last 3 times that we have had like a Fed cut is that the market has actually dropped along with like the interest rates, right? What is great is when the rates are now constant, or when we're actually increasing rates, right? The Fed is doing that, we are not doing that anyway. But the initial reaction of the market in the past has not really been great. So I mean, take a look at this cutting phase. Back then in 2007, we also saw that the market was dropping big. Then we also had 2019. It didn't happen instantly. We actually had a mini rally for the market, but eventually it dropped. Now, this may not be because of the interest rate, this may be because of the Rona, but what we have seen, maybe this is 2000, right? The market was also dropping along with the interest rate. So it's going to be very much interesting to see what happens. I mean, we can go as far back as something like 84, and we see that yeah, for the most part the initial rate cut is not so bullish for the market, but we'll see. ICP individually speaking is looking great. The indicator is on our side, the chart patterns are on our side. The only question that we have right now is what is going to be happening when we get to Wednesday. What is really the market going to be deciding? Are we going to be having an initial crash, then recover later on and have like the massive bull cycle that everybody has been waiting for? Or this time is really going to be probably not the same, right? It's going to be different, but we'll see what eventually happens. I think from ICP's side, I think this is a very great opportunity. I'm just waiting and watching how really things are playing out. Just remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, all right? If you're new to the channel, I want to kindly ask you to subscribe, because I do TA on ICP and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. I will see you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye.